Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. I would like to thank Rebecca's fine art canvases and these amazing pillows with this sensational view for making this episode possible. For the show must simply go on. Welcome to the lockdown series. As much as I'd love to be making videos on board boats around the world right now, I'm currently on lockdown here in Knysna, South Africa. Thanks for tuning into this episode and hopefully I'll be back out there soon. So I put out a question to a few first officers out there, friends of mine that are currently working on board boats. What are their 5 most essential products to have on board their boat at any given time? And it pretty much relates to the 5 most used products by crew on board boats. So we're going to jump into that, and this is a good reference for new crew coming to the industry as to the boat products that they're going to be using on deck, but also for boat owners out there. I guarantee you that there will be a boat product that I'm about to name that is going to save you some time and make your boat just look that much better. So link down below is a link to an Amazon store which I created, which will actually outline all of these boat products for you. You can literally click and purchase them and deliver them straight to your boat. So let's jump into it. Okay, so having a look, the first product that came in is called AllCare. Now AllCare is an all grip sealer. It's a maintenance product that's basically formulated to clean and protect all grip products. All grip products are most commonly used on board yachts because it creates like a glossy finish as a top coat paintwork. So AllCare is basically just a sealer that is applied on top of it. It removes mile stains as well as water spots and diesel soot, and is very commonly used on board many boats. It's applied, it lasts a couple washes, and then needs to be reapplied on the top coat again. And basically just a sealant that can be applied to the entire vessel of all grip products, and keeps the boat looking really nice and clean. As well as when you rub up against it, you can almost feel the difference between an area of the boat that has an AllCare sealant applied to those that does not. So that is the number 1 product that was recommended by both first officers that I asked. In this case, it is called AllCare. And side by side with that product, which I will not include in these top 5, is All Wash. It is probably the most common soap that is used on board many of the super yachts that are out there. And it is also something I didn't realize 100% biodegradable, and doesn't actually have any alkaline or any acids in the paint, in the soap whatsoever. So it doesn't damage the all grip. Okay, now that we're done with the all grip products, the next in line is stainless steel care. When asking these first officers what their favorites were, a couple of different answers came in. Most commonly used is Flitz, Star Clean, and Autosol. Now Flitz is a dry polish, which is we have on every single boat, and alongside that is Autosol, a little bit more abrasive when it comes to the stainless steel polishing and gets out those deep blemishes of little spots of rust that you often find. But for the easier use and most commonly used, I would say, metal polish is Star Clean. Now often that's used because it's a wet polish, so when you're washing down the boat, while you're washing the boat down, you can literally have one of the deckhands run all the stainless steel with a Star Clean. It's a wet polish, so apply to a wet rag, rub over all the stainless steel, and then at a later date you can apply a protectant sealer. So the 3 most commonly used there once again were Autosol, Flitz, and Star Clean. And in fact, on the last 2 boats I've been on, we've had all 3 of those products, because if one's not working so well, we'll move on to another one. Teak cleaners, it's so funny. You can go on so many different boats and somehow everybody uses different teak cleaners. One of the first boats I worked on, we literally used to crush dishwashing tablets into a bucket of water and just use that because the granulation from that basically got into the little grooves and cleaned everything. I've used dishwashing powder where you literally sprinkle in the powder into warm water and use that soapy residue to scrub the teak. But then of course you get products that are out there like Eco, very well used product. And speaks for itself as well. Eco, it is also better for the environment. So those that are more environmentally conscious use Eco as a product. Another one we've used is oxalic acid mixed with Simple Green, which is a degreaser. Makes a nice purpley color. It really does change boat to boat. And then of course the most commonly used one, which is Not so amazing for the environment is a part 1 and a part 2. It is quite heavy and an acid that almost burns when you use it. You can feel it on your skin, but it is also very commonly used, so I have to mention it. Regardless of what you're using, you need to make sure that you are rinsing the paintwork surrounding the teak area afterwards, because that can often affect the paint or the gel coat, so make sure that you do that. Okay, a pretty clear line between what the teak used to look like with the gray and now where it's a lot darker, where we've treated it. Now the guys on that side, Josh is coming around with part 2. This is the acid. This is what's going to bleach it and make it that goldy brown. Very commonly used on board yachts is rust stain remover. You often see on paintwork where there might be a little bit of a surfaced rust mark that's running down. Often rust stain remover, you squirt it on, you leave it for a short period of time, you wipe it off, and you'll find that that rust mark or that rust run that goes down the paintwork has been completely removed. That being said, it does not last forever. The root of the problem is still there. You more than likely have to do what we do on board Orients at the end of like a summer, is basically take away all that paintwork, treat the rust underneath, and then repaint. But for short-term problem fixes, rust stain remover is very commonly used. Just quick squirt and leave it there, and you'll brush it away and you'll see that that mark will be gone. We have, and not necessarily always recommended, but I've used rust stain remover on teak marks that are very difficult to get out. You'll hear many first officers say, no, don't do that, and you'll hear many swear by it. So one of those things that you'll just have to check with your first officer or your captain. But rust stain remover on a teak mark that's very difficult to get out can often come out as well. Last and final essential, no question about it in my opinion, is K2R. K2R is an oil lifting product that was initially created for garments, believe it or not. So spray onto a top that's got an oily mark on and then brush it away, and that mark is often lifted or reduced. However, somebody seemed to have got onto it and started spraying it on teak. So when guests drop a bit of food or canapes are messed or whatever it is, an oily mark that's within the teak, one quick spray, leave it until it goes white, give it a scratch away, and you will actually see that that oil mark has been lifted up completely and removed. Sometimes you can get a little white ring from the K2R that's been sprayed. A little bit of water on top of that will remove that entirely. So K2R, an absolute essential on board boats and often bought in bulk boxes. They've actually got to the point now where instead of just making it for garments, they have made a yacht version which has got a specific top to scratch away on the teak so it doesn't damage the teak. So check that out, and definitely an essential for any boat out there whatsoever. Now, one that I'm not necessarily going to include in these top 5, but is also on board every single boat I've been on and either loved or hate, is Vinegar. Vinegar, which is often used to clean windows, but then again also used on some boats to wash boats down with. Many will say it is completely harmless, while others will say it is an acid and it strips the paint. So I love hate. I'm not going to include it in the top 5 because there's such a like 50-50 on board the boats that I've been on. And in fact, even first officers that I've worked with that are on rotation, one will like it and use it, and then the other one will come and will say that we're not allowed to use it whatsoever. So do your own research with that one, and I will actually try to debunk that myth in future and see whether it is in fact harmful to paint or not. That being said, some clean, clear vinegar is certainly good for windows that don't have a product that's applied to it to repel water, as long as you're wiping it away and perhaps removing it from any paintwork so it doesn't sit for long periods of time. In my opinion, I feel like it's okay, but many will say that that is not true. So do your own research as well. So to new yacht crew, I hope that this gave you some insight as to some of the boat products that you will be using. I encourage all crew that may not looking to be actually purchasing these products to go into the link below, which will take you to that storefront that I created. Have a look through the products and actually do some research on the products. It will give you a much better understanding of some of the boat products that first officers might tell you to go and fetch or to use in specific circumstances. So I highly recommend that. And to some of the boat owners out there that have messaged me asking for products, let me know which of those you actually have. And thank you so much for the recommendation on making this video. I hope that it gave you some insight. Smash that subscribe button and we'll see you on the next one.
Also check out, I don't know if you've heard of him, Jared Watney.
Yeah, Jared, yes.
Yeah, I mean, even me, I subscribe to his YouTube channel because I think he's very, very, very useful. Yeah. He's definitely worth following. He's out of yachting at the moment because he's got a back injury. And he has to stay out. But he's absolutely brilliant.
He's got some fantastic content, hasn't he, Jared? He's
awesome.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah.
So the message: don't sit there idle. Get out there and learn some stuff, whether it's knots or anything.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is. You know what? There is so much more to yachting than just doing an STCW.
Sunshine.